Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss the importance of putting the signature by the assessing authority on the assessment order. The moot question in the present case was that if the assessing officer has not signed the assessment order and afterwards if the assessee challenges the assessment order on this ground that the assessment order has not been signed, whether digitally or manually, so whether the department can say that it is a procedural defect and now I can sign the document or the assessment order. So whether the signing of the assessment order afterwards will be treated as within the limitation period or not, this was the moot question in the present case. This issue has been taken up by Mumbai ITAT I-Bench in the case of Reuters Asia Pacific Limited versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax International Taxation. In the present case, the assessment order was passed on 3rd February 2021, and after exactly 2 weeks, this assessment order was served on the assessee on his email ID, that is on 19th February 2021, but this assessment order was not either digitally signed or manually signed. Friends, when we are handling our appeals in the case of income tax proceedings, we do not emphasize on the 4 very important sections of Income Tax Act which we should consider in our litigation. Those sections are: first, section 282, which talks about of service of notice generally. The second very important section is 282A, that talks about of authentication of notice and other documents. The third is section 292B, which talks about return of income etc. not to be invalid on certain grounds, and section 292BB, that talks about of notice to be valid in certain circumstances. In the present case, the assessment order was not signed either digitally or manually, so the assessee was challenging that this assessment order is null and void from the very inception. But the main contention of the revenue was that the assessing officer has signed the assessment order manually, but when he was uploading the assessment order or was sending the assessment order to the assessee, there were some technical glitches due to which the assessing officer was not to sign the assessment order digitally. The revenue also contended that the assessment order was signed by the assessing officer, and when the draft assessment order was issued to the assessee, the draft assessment order was signed and the final assessment order is the same as the draft assessment order. So it cannot be said that there is any prejudice to the assessee if the assessment order is not signed. But when this matter came to the hearing before the Honorable Tribunal, the Tribunal said that there are set guidelines for issuing the assessment orders by signing it digitally by the instruction number 6 dated 3rd October 2017. The tribunal said that signing of the assessment order is an integrated process of the assessment order, and assessment completes only when the assessment order is signed. The tribunal said that importance of signing the assessment order cannot be undermined in any circumstances, and the tribunal further said that according to section 292B, this non-signing of the assessment order is not a curable defect. The tribunal further said that the date on which the assessment order is signed is basically the date of the order, and signing of the document or the assessment order denotes commitment to the document or the assessment order. There is section 282A subsection 1, which says that the assessment order should be signed, and section 282A subsection 2, which says that the document or the communication should be authenticated. The tribunal gave a distinction between the signing of the document and the authentication of the document. The tribunal said that signing of the document is the authentication, signing of the document is the commitment to the document, and authentication is basically a solid proof for the genuineness of the document, that it is originating from a place and reaching to a place. For example, if the assessment order is passed by the National Faceless Assessment Center, then it is coming from National Faceless Assessment Center and going to the assessee. So this is the authentication that the assessment order is coming from a ward, particular ward, and it is going to the assessee. So signing of the document is the commitment to the document, and assessment is complete only when the assessment order is signed. But the genuineness or the authentication of the assessment order which is signed is a different thing. Basically, authentication denotes the origin and the destination are well established. The tribunal further said that according to Rule 3 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908, the signing of the assessment order is also very essential, because the order of the judge is complete only when he signs the order. Friends, this case is very important. We all see that whatever the notices we receive, whatever the assessment orders we receive, that should be properly signed. Properly signed means that it should be signed whether digitally or manually. If the order is not signed, then it does not have any value in the eyes of the law, according to this judgment of the Mumbai ITAT I bench, which has been given in the case of Reuters Asia Pacific Limited versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax International Taxation, and this case has been reported in 110 ITR Tribunal, page number 609, and the date of the judgment is 26th December 2023. Thank you, friends.